Okay, it is that time where we can say happy all-time high. Welcome everyone. Good to see you here. And we're gonna run through the chart, watch price action, and answer questions. That's literally what we're gonna do in today's live stream. So price moving up, creating an all-time high here. Just now. So good moment to go live and chat with all of you as we keep an eye on what price is doing. I will also share, by the way, my recent update that I posted in silver. Makes me think, by the way, if Bla Loka is here, or if he appears in chat later, we can refer him to minute 4. Make sure that if you join Silver, you actually join Discord and Telegram as per the explanation. So, yeah, because that is where the content is. But I'll show a little bit about how I analyzed this range. And I'll also share why I entered along over here. So, yeah, I'm currently still in that position. All-time high only on the USD chart. Theta US not yet. Okay, interesting. So what's up, David? I finally answered you on Instagram. I finally answered you. So, cool. Now, with regards to this local range, let me quickly get the photos for you, right? So, now I was checking out the range. Let me just share this. Oops, move this here. So was looking at this range structure. You can count this move to the upside as an impulse, multi-1-2 at the beginning, and then 4 5s, followed then by a flat ABC. So this move to the downside here into the point of control, which was support at 106.2K. Was looking at the end of an impulse structure, right? Naturally, because of the structure that we had towards the downside over here. And then for the potential of this being a C in an ABC, it looked better to me as an ABC. Then the alternative becomes this is a wave W, and you get a wave X and a wave Y. But I was initially looking for something corrective. Now, the reason, however, I was still looking for upside is actually per the analysis this morning, still looking for a wave 5, right? Wave 5, either in a diagonal, you would look for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So still another high to be made. And if you look at this from an impulsive point of view, you would look for a 1, 2, 1, 2. Who knows? Maybe another 1, 2, but eventually a wave 3 towards the upside. So in general, generally, I was looking for price to take out the high. But that is pretty much the same, I suppose, as what I shared in the morning, looking for a move towards the upside. And preferably that being a wave 5, of course, or part of a wave 5. So that explained my, I suppose, more bullish bias. Now, the reason I entered over here, actually quite funny. So my entry was 106,744.2. So we were joking around in Discord, but that is where I entered, which was over here. The reason for that was, of course, the potential of this being a wave C. But even if this was a wave A, B, and C for a bit of a further retracement into some support, a reason I entered there is actually because of the 886. So I pulled the fib here from the high to the low, toggled on the 886. And this move up here was a 382 retracement from the high. So you do this, toggle on this, step up, 382 was touched over here, which is a very shallow retracement target, but you know it's a target nonetheless. But the moment the 886 is touched, the probabilities are low that this is an impulsive wave 1 for 1, 2, 3 down. So initially, I would then look for price to take the high, and we don't really have a lot of support going on here. So I was like, well, we might just then at least fill this gap and then move to this area, right? Pretty much like a support resistance area, and then take it from there. So my entry is pretty much on top of of course, this is the Coinbase chart. I trade on Blowfin, but it's the moment the 886 was touched, I manually pressed buy, and this is the reason. And then I I just hold because my minimum target was taking out the high in a diagonal, looking for a 5, in a multi-1-2, looking for price to take the high and move into a 3. So that is the reason behind the trade that I have taken. So basically, so it's pure Elliott Wave trading with the knowledge, of course, using the knowledge of the 886, the knowledge of a shallow retracement here being a 382, and then of course support resistance. Not too much going on till we are in this area as a simple SR area. So that could have been a potential TP1, but because I was at least targeting this high, I did not take any TPs as long as price was not taking out that high. Yeah, now here we are. Ta-da! The red line, which has 3 letters, all-time high, has been taken here. So happy new all-time high to all of you. And yeah, in this live stream, as I now explained, basically what I was looking for locally, why I'm in a long, and you know, it's managed well. Stop loss is in profit, so I don't really have to look at my trade anymore. And it was a good moment to go live and have a chat with all of you, answer some questions, and yeah, yeah, be online for I suppose about like 45 minutes to an hour is the plan. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Of course, I posted a video earlier today as well, so that has the 8-hour time frame analysis. And yeah, this is more like, I suppose, a bit local time frame analysis. So local, let me write this here, local Elliot Wave analysis. I mean, it's not really Elliot Wave analysis in a way, but I guess at the same time it is. So I'll just write local Elliot Wave analysis at what, 5 minutes in or something. Now chatting and Q&A. Let me just write it. If people do join, like, is it really Elliot Wave analysis? Yeah, it is. I'll just pin it. People have questions, they can ask. So I just explained how I looked at this structure, and yeah. Mupi, welcome, Jeroen. Good to have you here. Maybe a band-aid. Also, by the way, I'm literally on the edge of posting the announcement for the new memberships. Yeah. So that is coming very soon. The text is pretty much ready, and I could theoretically press enter in Discord and then the message appears in the Koens Updates channel. But it's coming very soon, the new at least the announcement. And then the memberships, I will give people a couple of weeks or 1 month to change, because we're not going to use Patreon and YouTube anymore, because both suck actually from an administrative point of view, and also for members using those two. We're going to run everything through Memberful, which is meant for memberships. It's a lot easier and a lot better from an administrative point of view as well. So saves us a bit of management and work and complicated stuff in the background. David, good to have you here. Welcome, man. Van a live story. Divinehood, how you doing, sir? How are you doing? Divinehood has his own YouTube channel, doing some Elliot Waves and other stuff, so make sure to check it out if you're interested. Elliot Dup, what's up? Day to celebrate, by the way. Yeah. Tether you as not yet. Yeah, so this is the difference. Some charts will, some charts will not. Of course, I follow the Coinbase chart. That's my main chart. So yeah, we took out the all-time high here. Also not moving, ... Yeah, I haven't actually looked at the alts. I mean, I mainly trade Bitcoin. Of course, I analyze the alts though. Like I analyzed some alts recently. I think, is this the playlist here? Yeah, so oh wait, I have to refresh it, I think. Oh no, well, there we go. So we did like Ethereum, Mantra, Solana, SUI, XRP, and then Ethereum again here. Got some more questions about ETH. So yeah. We can't break all-time high. It's illegal, isn't it? Considering speeding, careless and reckless, immediate loss of license for passing the stop orange Bitcoin school bus with the stop sign out. Yo, David. You still have our car chat in your mind. We were talking about Lamborghini stuff. Yeah. I haven't actually, David, got driven the SVJ yet. So I've seen it, I've heard it, but no, got to check it out. Up Chroma, yeah, so true. Daily P&L and color of your corporate identity. Yeah, that's true. I mean, white, green, blue. Blue in the chart, and green is the numbers of the P&L. Also not moving due to Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, I can imagine, of course, as Bitcoin is getting closer to all-time high, people get very excited. Might put more money into Bitcoin, though, pull it out of other stuff. So, yeah, can understand why, I suppose. GTP Sleeper, the 886, yes, correct. Hunter, what's up? Also, by the way, with regards to the 886, on the daily, the 886, of course, has also played out now. Where is it? So we did not get a retracement all the way down to the golden pocket, but we did get a retracement. So it's interesting to keep an eye after the 886, right? You keep an eye on the other fibs. Golden pocket is generally a nice target. Here we bounced on top of the 786, perfectly fine. But it is very rare it's very uncommon, I should say, to see the 886 just being passed without it showing anything, like just a straight line. So after touching the 886, seeing this range over here is very, very nice. And then you just analyze the range as it comes. I actually had one long in this range. And then today I took another long. There was definitely been a couple of days between my two trades. The previous long that I took, I don't know, it was somewhere on, I think on Friday even. And then today being Wednesday. So, took 5 days before I decided to join the market again. But yeah, the 886, of course, here played out as well. Moved down to the 786. Now that the all-time high is taken, we can remove it from the chart. It served its purpose, and we can just keep an eye on what's happening locally. Now, with regards to the levels, of course, above the all-time high, I have levels that are based on Fibonacci and some other stuff. I'll show it in a second. But here is what you have, at least to the downside, I suppose. And then if I open my target boxes, which I will do, then I have removed the previous boxes. So as price was moving up to all-time highs and, over here, etc. I, of course, once you hit a box, I remove it. So I had a box over here and price started ranging. So I eventually removed it once we passed it. But then now here to the upside, there's a couple of areas. Now the red and blue zones are different. The red zones are a couple of years old, actually. These are based on fibs, and I made these red zones, I don't know, I think it was like even the previous bull market or during the bear market or something. It's very old. The green zones are or have been put on the chart during the current bull market. But yeah, anyway, we'll see if price can reach it. First of all, take it step by step. 112 is where it starts. So for now, I am just playing it level by level, looking at the lower time frames now and the local structures, which to me is a lot more interesting at the moment. So I am not someone that will scream here ridiculous numbers. As a trader, we take it step by step and stay safe in the market. Malone, welcome. Hunter, did you remember me from Sri Lanka? Sigma Rule. Yeah, there's not a lot of people called Sigma Rule 001. Yeah. So the answer is yes. Yeah. I mean, people that regularly pop in, I always recognize the name. So good to see you back. Nordirk, why are you thinking about another normal impulse? Yeah, that's also one. So I was looking for, so the analysis showed earlier where, well, let me show it again. Maybe some new people joined here. Updates. So this was posted earlier today. This 5-wave structure, this is the 104.2K low. This was the recent high at 108K, right? At the point of control resistance, 107.7. So this being a 5-wave structure has the potential of a double 1-2 for more upside, which is an impulse to the upside. And then alternatively, your other option is a diagonal. Now, earlier this morning, I did not analyze this in detail in the previous video because I covered the high time frame and I did not bother with the lower time frame. So I saw this structure over here, right? And a diagonal came to mind while I was recording the video. So naturally, that's something that I then put in the content. But you were looking for price to take out this high anyway, right? So either 1, 2, 3, 4, get a 5 in a diagonal, or you have a multi 1-2, you look for a 3. And then it's just about the reaction that you get as prices moving towards the upside, no? Yeah, now price has taken out that high. So a multi 1-2 is an option, diagonal also an option. So yeah. Good question. Oku, good afternoon. Mark, how are you doing? Mark is showing it himself. Again, price making all-time high. Mark is back. David Liska, Koens, really appreciate what you're doing for us. Would you please include Doge? Yeah, so with the alts, I have a list. And yo, Angel, by the way, welcome to Silverman, just popping in here. What's up? Second month I see, having the silver badge. Make sure, I mean, you probably know how it works because it's your second month, but make sure to fill in the form and we'll get you sorted, man. Welcome to silver, mate. With regards to Doge, yeah, I mean, I'm covering alts, of course, more regularly now. If Bitcoin is not really doing anything, I keep an eye on the alts. So Ethereum, Mantra, Solana, SUI, XRP, and then ETH again, because I got a lot of questions about ETH. So here, when we made the video on the 2nd of April, we were looking for price to bottom soon. I mean, you can check out the video. I don't have to open it. So I had two areas of support, and we were looking for price to move to the downside still a little bit at that moment in time to touch support. I think price was ranging at 1800, and we were still moving to the downside. Was looking for a bit lower, and then for two support zones that I had on my chart, one of these to hold, and the upper one held, and price moved up. Very nice. But then I got questions about ETH again after like 1.5, 2 months. So I made another video. But yeah, Doge is also in my list. So I have a big list here, of course, but I tend to take the ones that get more requests or tend to be more popular. Also, with regards to market cap, I tend to focus a bit more on the higher market caps first. So yeah, it's definitely in there. When is the correction coming? Well, as price is moving here, right, and we have some volume coming in, it is very important to just wait for a range or a rejection. Right? You don't want to preempt anything. So, for example, I am not interested in shorts. Could this, like, you know, we have a little bit of a retracement here now. If price would move towards the downside, am I going to be sad that I missed out on a short? No, absolutely not, because it's not according to my plan, my strategy, my way of trading. It's too risky for me. I never tend to snipe highs and lows. I tend to do best once price settles. You create a high or a low, you get the first move to the up or the downside, then you get a retracement, and that retracement tends to be my entry area. So in other words, if price would move to the upside, right, 5-wave structure, you get a retracement, and this is clearly corrective. That's my entry zone. I look for price to take out this high minimum, right? Same the other way around, but I'm rarely ever part of the first move. I tend to be very patient. So with regards to when is a correction coming and etc., at the moment price moved up. We have some volume coming in, of course, as well. Right, in the most recent move towards the upside here, you can see a bit of volume coming in as well, which, by the way, is something you do also like to see with a ending diagonal. Ending on a high amount of volume is something that is happens more often than not, I suppose, with regards to wave 5 of ending diagonal. So you got to be aware of that, which would be a bearish option. And for the bulls, you quite simply don't want to change market structure. But yeah, you just got to wait. As price is over here, in my opinion, this is like a no trade zone. I can imagine some people will be very excited and they snipe the top the wrong direction. They're like all-time high, price is breaking out, let me buy at the absolute tippy top, right? There's always, of course, that one or, those people without really a plan, and they got caught now in the high. So they bought the high and oops. Yeah, so I would class this area at the moment now as like a no trading zone. Got to wait for price to settle, wait for a new range to form, and then make another decision. And I'm not interested in shorts, because if I want to short, I want to see a retracement, preferably impulsive, get a corrective move up. That's my area of interest. And I don't care how far this move down goes, right? It can go very far. I don't mind. I'm not bothered by missing certain moves, right? I want to take the highest probability moves, right? I want to take the best trades, not all trades. So I just very, very patiently wait for price action to show itself. And at the moment, probabilities earlier were higher to move up, so that is why I got my long here. Price moving up, and I'm well managed, and I'm just waiting now, right? So that's pretty much it. I'm actually gonna manage it a little bit more. Or not. I have my trading window open as well. Yeah, doing two things at the same time. Played the 886 long Monday morning. Was a nice little weekly scalp. Good job, maybe a Band-Aid. Hope you're good in America, man. How is the turtle, by the way? Maybe a Band-Aid in America has, he lives very close, or basically in a very foresty area. And out of nowhere, a turtle was laying eggs in his garden. Yo, how about that? John, welcome. Malone, yeah, also get, so I pretty much explained what I look for now. I've been through phases. Back in the day, I would have maybe been like emotional, like having FOMO experiences, or like other feelings or psychology coming in when price moves up and you hit an all-time high. But in my opinion, at the moment, if not yet positioned, wait for a range to form. Of course, price is ranging now, but this is like a 1 minute range. I preferably wait for at least a 15-minute, 1 hour time frame range. Lower time frames can, of course, give opportunities, but at the moment, of course, it's a three-wave structure. I mean, if price can move to an 886 here, which is 109.272, then yeah, you're probably, the probabilities are higher. You got a 3 on your hands here, and therefore you look for price to take out all-time high again. But now, it's not interesting at the moment, in my opinion. It's a bit of a no-trade zone for now. Not yet a range that's big enough. But that's what I would look for on the low time frame, right? Check if it's a corrective structure. If it is corrective, then you expect continuation. The top 5, diagonal invalidated. Now, first of all, of course, an ending diagonal needs to be zigzag family structures. So that means that this has to be an ABC. This has to be a WXY. And then this, of course, has to turn into an ABC, which the last one is, of course, a bit tricky. Arguably, of course, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? A, B, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or maybe you can get an ABC in there. But you, of course, also want an ABC in here. And at the moment, if this would be an A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Maybe take the high ones more if you're looking for a bit of a diagonal. While also being aware that your invalidation for an ending diagonal would be 109.969 on my chart here, which is just above price. Let's go to the 15. Go to the 5. So yeah, from an ending diagonal perspective, you want to have an ABC here. You need A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe take it one more time. That's your 5. And then you look for a retracement. Of course, if you look at a multi 1-2, you look for continuation. So volume at the moment increasing. So yeah. Forward, of course. Hi, Malone. Forward. Do you think someone could master Elliot Waves just by watching your playlist on YouTube? I mean, you need to implement it, of course, but then yes, if like the playlist on YouTube has all the theory that you need. Now, Elliot Waves is a 3-step process, right? It starts with the theory. You got to know the theory in and out. Then you get to implementation. And then you get to trading and probabilities, right? That's the final stage. That's most difficult, right? Because you need a high level of analysis before you get there. So you first have theory. You can know the theory by heart, but maybe you can't implement it because the chart is never perfect, right? It never shows you a textbook like this or that. So that's where implementation comes in. And how do probabilities change as new structures are coming in? You get volume, extensions, retracements, etc. Right? And then based on all the information, you got to summarize everything in your head and be like, well, based on the rules and guidelines of Elliot Waves, together with all the information you have, right, with regards to the volume and all the stuff I just mentioned, you'll see this one has higher probabilities than this one, right? In the beginning, when you learn Elliot Waves, I actually said this in the podcast with Crypto Princess, so make sure to check it out. But in the beginning, generally, there's two levels, right? You have your subjectivity and you have your knowledge, right? Subjectivity, knowledge, okay? In the beginning, your subjectivity is very high because your knowledge is very low, right? And that means that your analysis is likely incorrect. But the more knowledge you get and then implement it on the chart, etc., etc. So the more experience you get, the lower your subjectivity, the higher your knowledge and experience, right? Which means the better you can trade your analysis, trust your analysis, etc. So in theory, could you master Elliot Waves by watching my playlist on YouTube? Theoretically, yes. But you got to implement it. And that's even more difficult than just knowing the theory, right? Start with the theory, but then you got to implement. So, yeah. Are you in any longs from the previous retracements? No, I closed them. I take it range by range. I don't want to risk too much because of the potential of ending structures with a wave 5, right? So when price moves up and we start ranging, I prefer to get out, observe the range, wait for clarity. And then in this range, I took a long, I don't know, somewhere on Friday. I forgot exactly where it was. 16. Was it 16? Yeah, so it was on Friday at 6 p.m., 6:02 p.m. So that was when price was at like 104.2-ish K. And then I closed it when price took out the high because it's weekend range. I'm not looking for a strong continuation during the weekend anyway, looking for a range. So then my long closed here, fully exit. And then, I did nothing. That was pre-planned. And then today I took another long locally. 5 days later. Oh. Any update on Montara? Wait, you mean Mantra? I mean, like the previous update I made on Mantra is the high time frame, so that would kind of be what I, that's just my thoughts on OM. So I don't really have anything to share. I don't trade it myself necessarily. I keep an eye on it. Maybe it's fun for a little bit of spot, but holy, look at the wick. If you haven't seen my analysis here on Mantra, just go to this playlist, check out the video here. It's on my channel, and that's everything I kind of like have to say about Mantra, to be honest. So up. Okay. Also, by the way, we could do that and that and this and this. Now, if price would touch the 618, then at least we know we're not looking at the wave 4. Wave 4 should not touch the 618. So we can put that on the chart. Okay. Got the nest roped off, supposed to stay like 6 meters away. Okay, I see. Yeah, smart. You know, at least no one will accidentally walk on a nest or something. What's up, Agent J? Baris, by the way, welcome, man. Welcome, Baris Erdogan. Good to have you here. And make sure to fill in the form. If like Jeroen shared it up here as well. So this form, make sure to fill it in. Maybe someone else shares it again. One of the mods. But fill in the form. We will get you sorted. But welcome to the team, sir. Welcome to the team, man. Baris. I had someone in my class back in the day who had the same name. Not sure about the surname. It's very long time ago, like early high school. But I had a Baris in my class. Long time ago. I don't know about mooding. Which watch are you wearing on your arm? Of course, I'm wearing... It's... I don't want to go into detail, but it's a Rolex. Theory trading. Koens, do you have an update on Hexaplan? Yes. I mean, the 5 head of the team, being Jeroen, is working on the back end, so improving the IT of the platform, and he is working with the bugs. There's currently people testing the platform as well. There's about 50 people currently testing the platform, implementing it, using it, providing feedback as well. So that is very nice. And Jeroen is working on that feedback. And I keep an eye on the Discord channels as well, as we have a Discord group with those people. Yeah, that's currently the phase we're in. So we have like a soft launch with about 50 people, and we use the feedback to improve the platform. And of course, those people will have benefits as well once it goes live. So basically, that was my question using better word. I was curious if we have all the theory we need in a playlist. Yeah, so with regards to theory, yes, but then implementation. So yeah, keep moving forward. Pun intended. Altamai, who cares? Formula 1 Monaco in your backyard. I know. Well, so we were not supposed to be here actually this weekend, but we might be. So I don't know, maybe we go to Formula 1, but it's not planned at the moment. Yeah, are we excited? I gotta say, the Formula 1 Grand Prix of Imola was very good. It was a great race. Do you consider now 5th wave finished? There's no confirmation yet for that to be true. And even if so, I would not be interested in shorting. Right? Like be very careful with shorting as long as there's no confirmation according to your plan. Right? So of course I know my plan and I know what I look for, which I tend to share in live streams as well, right? So for me to get interested in a short, right, I need a bigger retracement, right? A move down, preferably an impulse, fast, right? Impulsive move down, and then get the retracement and confirm this is corrective by just Elliott Wave analysis, right? And then I look for price to take the low, and then we'll see how low it goes. No, so in other words, it will take a little bit of time. My preferred time frame is like a 1 hour. That's generally what I trade the most. The trade I took earlier today was 15 minutes, but 1 hour would be my first time frame, 15 minutes second, and the 4 hour would be last. But it's the same as when price here made the low. I don't long here. So it's too it just doesn't follow my plan. I wait for the move, I wait for the retracement. Now it came down pretty quick and it touched the 886. So guess what? I did not long over here, neither did I long over here, right? So did not take any position. Then price moved towards the upside. It hit our box, right? This was 10th of April. You can go to the content. We rejected. So this was midnight, right? Over here. So I was asleep. So yeah. But then I woke up and we had bearish CVD divergences, right? And looking for price to move down as per the analysis, which you can check out. So this is where I did take a short. And then during the live stream, we moved into support. The live stream was done on the 10th of April over here. So you can check it out. It moved into the support that we identified, which is where I closed the short. And then I highlighted that if price over here, it had to do with this range. If we make a new high after a certain amount of time, which is using time of wave 2 versus wave 4, right? If we would look for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But anyway, if we would make another high after a certain amount of time, probabilities are high that this is not a wave 4. In other words, right, you're looking for price to move up and then move up to take that high again. And that is where I started to switch to trading longs. Okay? So arguably the first trade I took after the lows were made was a short here. And then after price made this low over here, that's when I switched to looking for longs. Yeah. So it takes some time. It takes some time. Well, everyone has their own plan. Some people are able to snipe the high or the low with the tools they use. Yeah, no, I'm a very patient trader. Yeah, it's just the way I like to approach my trading. Do you use heat map? No, I don't. I don't. It's possible that we are finishing a higher degree wave 3 in Bitcoin. It's possible that we are finishing. Depends on the degree you're talking about here. So I suppose, of course, degree is related to time frame. So the question would be, what time frame are you analyzing the chart? Is it the 1 hour, the 4 hour? Yeah. There's the potential for a wave 3, yes. As per video last week, I think, right? Looking for wave 5 or wave 3. Even inside a wave 5, you're still looking for a wave 3, right? So something to keep in mind as well. Yeah, it's an option. On a weekly time frame, I know, like, of course, I do know the stories of extended wave 5 and multi 1-2 looking for a 3 and whatnot. What's happening? Oh. But I prefer keeping an eye on the local time frames first. Locally, it will tell us exactly what's up. I just double checked. It seems both are. What's happening here? English wasn't my best subject in high school. Malaysia. It's a rejection. I think we already topped. If we already topped, then let the chart show us, right? Let it show its proof. At the moment, it's just ranging just below the new all-time high. Both are fine. I'm also keeping an eye on everything. Thanks, guys. So locally now, right? We have this is 1 minute time frame. Always keep the 1 minute with a bit of like grain of salt, I suppose. But you take a fib from the high to the low, toggle on the 886. Price has touched the 886. So the probabilities now are higher. This is a 3-wave structure, because if you create a high and you look for significant downside, you want an impulsive structure, right? Either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is not what we got. A diagonal, right? Then this would be 1. You need 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And after a diagonal, you would look for a 3-wave up and then move down. So this will take a little while. This is the 1 minute though, right? But this is then, of course, an area of interest, but you still need to take out this low and then another low. And Control Z. And then you have the multi 1-2 being a wave 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 down. But wave 2, right? Very rare target is the 886. It's very uncommon. So that is why I take the 886 from this high to the low, because this significantly reduces probabilities for a multi 1-2. A diagonal is too early to talk about, right? Like doesn't make sense to talk about diagonals. Impulse doesn't work. So at the moment, probabilities are higher. This is a 3-wave structure. Now, of course, you can get a bigger sideways 3-wave structure, right? This looks like maybe ABC. You can get a flat structure, WXY, sort of things. But probabilities would now be higher to still take out the all-time high. And then we just wait for the next range or the retracement. Can you show how are the CVDs right now? Well, the bullish CVD here played out. Actually, haven't really spoken too much about CVD. I've been very much focused on clean Elliot Wave stuff in the content. But yeah, the zoomed out bullish CVD, of course, now played out. And this range is very young to really observe CVD. I mean, we had a little bearish CVD that played out. You have this bullish CVD here, higher low price, lower low in yellow. Yeah, I don't like to go too low on CVD. Personally, I like to use like a 15-minute. It's generally my favorite. The 1 hour can be interesting as well. I wouldn't really go higher than the 1 hour, but I also don't like the 3-minute can be fun and can be nice when you try to snipe highs or lows and you use like a 3-minute CVD. If price touches support, moves to the upside, get a retracement, look at the CVD, and you have some context as well. We touch support, maybe change market structure, bullish CVDs. Okay, give some confidence. Here in the local range at the moment, 2 bearish CVDs played out, the bullish CVD played out, and now there's nothing here. So it's a bit too young, really. Why didn't we draw the 886 from the all-time high rather than the lower high next to it? I'm not completely sure which one you mean. But oh wait, okay, you mean okay. Well, this with regards to 886. So the 886 is taken from your high, right? It's always taken from the high, or like a significant high or a significant low, or the start of the corrective structure, the first move, right? So if you would move sideways, you take the 886 from the high to the low, right? That's where you take it from, or the low to the high. In this case, this is quite simply your high. So that's where you take it from, and then you drag it to the low. Yes, and that's when you have your 886 over here, right? And then it moved down to the 786, and then we moved to all-time high. Wait, all on the 1 minute. Going to the daily. So, okay. That's because of the double 1-2. This is maybe more advanced, but of course I could pull the 886 from here to here, which then we haven't touched. But what I am interested to think, like, so this is, look, this is 1 minute counting, but the process is the same on the 50-minute, 1 hour, other time frames. You create a high, right? Significant high. Is the structure that follows, is it motive or corrective? Motive being impulsive, no? Now there's 3 impulsive structures, no? Or motive wave structures, I should say. You have the impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have the diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, correction, continuation. No? And you have the multi 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, ups, and then you drop, okay? So as price is doing its thing here, we get a move down, move sideways, move down, and then we move towards the upside. So we keep an eye on these 3 structures, right? I'll get to the 886 because the 886 is important with regards to this. That's why I pull it from this high. So with regards to the impulse, we need a 5-wave structure. 1, 2, 3, we didn't get 4, didn't get 5. And now it doesn't work because it moved up back inside this range. And wave 1 and wave 4 are not allowed to overlap. Cool. Then we have the diagonal. Well, there's no diagonal here. It's too early as well. We need a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's way too early to talk diagonals, so it doesn't have the highest probabilities. And then we get to the multi 1, 2. And the multi 1, 2 would be a wave 1, sideways range in 2, another wave 1, 2, and then continue down. All right? Multi 1, 2. And just to, like in a multi 1, 2, if this is your 1 and this is your first 2, right? You don't want wave 2 to touch the 886. So I can take the 886 from the high to the first low. Didn't touch the 886. Okay, that's what we like to see for wave 2s. We don't want the 886 to be touched. However, if this move down is another wave 1 and this would be another wave 2, well, we can take, and then I prefer to use the highest high in the potential first wave 2, right? Just because it's safer. So I take it from this high to the low, drag it to the right, 886 touched. So that means that if you want to count some sort of another wave 1 over here and 2 and down in a wave 3, low probabilities because we touched the 886 taken from the highest point of the first 2 to the low of potentially a second 1. So that's where it comes from. That's why I take it from the high that I take it from. Of course, this here doesn't of course count at all as a nice wave 1, but still it's the highest point in the wave 2. and it's safer to use the highest point in a 2. A 3-wave structure can still lead, of course, to a bigger corrective sideways structure. But from an Elliott wave, this is 1 minute, right? In a couple of hours, everything that I talk about here is going to be probably completely useless. But at the moment, probabilities are higher that this is corrective. This is corrective, increasing probabilities to still take out that high. That's where it comes from. Okay. Up. Whoa. Oops. There we go. And there we go. Volume on Femex is showing highest these last few days from the low of 75. Does that mean we might be more bullish in the multi-1-2, still in the 3? I mean, I personally use Coinbase because based on my data that I tracked back in the day, it's most trustworthy with regards to the candles, the wicks, and the volume. Everyone uses other charts, which might give you a different result, of course, a different outcome with the volume and stuff. So yeah, but I do not change my mind based on the volume of other charts, as I use Coinbase for a very long time already, and that's my priority. So yeah. And we still keep in mind the multi-1-2 with the 3 potential, right? It's still there. And we also know that if price would move up and we increase volume as price is going, right? Then, yeah, we got to keep in mind the wave 3. Mind you that a wave 5 and a wave 3 are going in the same direction, right? It's just the subwave count of 5 versus 3 and the volume that makes a big difference. Yeah. Bless you. Can it fall to 88K again? Yes, I mean that would be, of course. There's the questions with can are generally, can it? Yes, it can. Like there's of course it always can, because it's trading. There's always some probabilities. But let's see, 88, of course, would be a retracement to the golden pocket, which, of course, would be a common target for a wave 2 or a wave B, right? But at the moment, let's first see weakness locally, no? Yeah. Also, a flat is now a bearish option, of course. A, B, C. That's your bearish scenario. Bullish is, of course, continuation. I mean, everyone is looking for that, so I'm not really saying anything new there. But yeah, it's also, you got to be neutral and then take it. Take whatever comes. That we are in a flat B currently on the high time frame. So a flat B means you need a 3-wave structure to the upside, which in this case, I very shortly highlighted it in the video, but that would be a WXY. So then in that case, this is your A. That's what Jonas is talking about. You need a B and then a wave C. Your wave B has to be a 3-wave corrective structure, which then has to be based on the local move here. We can't really... Yeah, A, B, C would look very off. This has to be A, B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a wave C. It's a very, very long wave C compared to your wave A, and time-wise, it's incredibly long. Let's have a look at least. It's also past the 1.618, which reduces probabilities for a wave C if this is A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C. So a WXY would be better. In that case, you need a WX and an ABC in a wave Y. So you're going to end with a 5-wave structure, right? So a local 5-wave structure would be then the end, either a diagonal or an impulse, doesn't matter. But mind you, of course, that if you're looking for a wave 5, you look for the exact same thing, right? So the bearish WXY ends the same way as a wave 5 would be. And then the move down is going to be important. In a flat, of course, you need a wave C, which has to be a strong impulsive move, like a big impulse to the downside. And if the move down is corrective, you look for price to move up. So it's, take it step by step. You just look at the next range again. At the moment, it's not really something that I can classify as giving the highest probabilities. This being a WXY would have a incredibly shallow X here, which didn't even touch a 236, which is, of course, very rare, very uncommon. And it's very short in time as well. If you have an X here, very short compared to your W and your Y. So at the moment, it counts better as just an impulsive structure. And I'm not like ABC. Your wave C moved beyond the 1.618, so it lowers the probabilities. Yeah. Yo, Milo, how you doing, man? At what age did you become a full-time trader? At what age? So I classify full-time trading with consistent trading. So in my opinion, many people want to be a trader because they like freedom. And so this is just a little bit of extra info. When I read full-time, I always got to think about having a job, like a full-time job, where you work 9 to 5. But that's actually what you don't want when trading, unless you like it. Yeah, you like what you do. I mean, I'm in my office the whole day when I'm home because I love what I do, and But I think the biggest goal that we all like to achieve, of course, is becoming consistently profitable, right? And if that means you're behind the computer full time because you love it, or you're able to take a few trades, you know your plan, and the rest of the day you sit on the beach and drink cocktails, up to you. Now, with regards to my age, that's a very specific question. So at what age did I become a consistently profitable trader? It is, of course, 2025 now. So we go back in time. I started in January 2021. That's also when I started to create my plans. Then in 2022, that is where I pretty much in the middle of the year started to hit like the break-even point, and then towards Q3, Q4, the profitability came in, and since then it's been good. So yeah, and my birthday is in September, so 2023, it's like 2 years ago. I'm not in the market for a super long time. I mean, I'm very good in Elliot Wave analysis, but that's because I just studied it from almost the very beginning when I got in touch with the markets on a daily basis. And of course, if you do something for years, then, that helps. But yeah, I would say like mid, what did I say? 2021, 20. So like from mid, like 2022, that's where it really, really started to change. Because that is where my Elliot Wave knowledge really started to improve. And Elliot Waves takes a very long time to learn. It's very difficult. Yeah, it took more than a year for me to really get the hang of Elliot Waves. I generally say on streams it will take about 2 years. So after 1.5 years, I felt very confident and very good. But I think after 2 years, I really mastered. That's where I really started to excel. And still there were, if I look back at my old analysis before YouTube, there are still things that, I mean, I sucked at. Like, of course, now I have even more years of experience, and I think trading is an always evolving game. You're always learning, you're always educating yourself. And even though you might be very good in like order flow or this or that, you might in a year's time, like still improve. Like, you go from the top 1% to the top 0.1% or something, you know what I mean? So, yeah, and, I still got a lot better since the beginning of even the YouTube channel, I think, or just before the YouTube channel. So, and with the improved analysis and my improved mindset and trading psychology comes, of course, better trading as well. So yeah, and currently I'm happy in a long and At the beginning of the live stream, for the ones interested, I explained why I entered. So 106,744. But yeah, September 14th is your birthday. Okay, couple of months left. I'm also a September kid. Could you have a look? ETH on the low time frame. I mean, I generally, of course, with alts stick around on the high time frame. Not really too interested on the lower time frames. But wait, did I say anything about this structure in the video, or did I not on like the ETH video I made? Because I shortly highlighted this, no? I mean, I'm not really too interested in counting this here in detail because it's mainly about what's your directional bias, no? And that would be this. And maybe wait, I have a text box, no? Yeah, there you go. Maybe you get another 4 or 5. So just from a daily time frame directional bias, this would be my directional bias on ETH. So, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Maybe that's your 4 here. Maybe this is your lower degree 4. You still get a higher degree, but it doesn't matter. You still would expect price to take the high, then wait for the next range. If the next range is corrective, add another 4 or 5. That's then how that goes, I suppose. GTP Sleeper, thanks again for all your help, Kun. I love the ETH updates too. Cheers, man. I'm happy many people enjoy me doing some of the alts as well. Do you enter every time that price has volume and touch the 886? No. Also, like after an 886, I generally, of course, expect a retracement and not an immediate push. So I would then prefer to wait for the retracement. The 886 for me gives directional bias. It's not necessarily an entry. So like, where's the recent? Do we have like a recent 886? I was asleep here, so it doesn't count. I mean, we could take the one on the daily, I suppose. I mean, it's the same on every time frame. So of course, on the daily time frame, we touch the 886. Up. Yo, what's happening? There we go. So price touched the 886. The 886 for me is never an entry, at least not for longs. If so, I would be more interested to short an 886 than longing an 886 because of knowing that the 886 is uncommonly to be broken in one go. You generally expect a retracement. But I never just... So as per earlier, I never short tops and bottoms. And when an 886 is touched like this, my trading style is I wait. I need to wait for the retracement, wait for the range, and then I make my decision. But I never just trade a fib level or market or limit on a fib level because of the fib level. It does give me a directional bias. So because on a daily, the 886 is touched, the probabilities are higher to still take all-time high. So therefore, longs are more interested than shorts, right? So that is basically the way of thinking. But this is the high here that touched the 886, this one, right? And that was at 6 a.m. I was crawling out of my bed at that time. Besides, I'm not interested to snipe the high here, right? So then I need to wait for the range, and I wait. And then I don't know exactly when I posted the video on Friday, but probabilities were higher here for price to take out this high, right? That is what I said in the video on Friday the 16th of May. You can go back on the channel. The thumbnail also literally had an arrow to the upside. So I think that the thumbnail had something like a matter of time as text. So looking for price to move up. So as per Friday, right, I was interested for price to take out the high. So that's why on Friday I took a long in the range. My target and TP was taking out the high because it was weekend. I don't really like to hold during weekends, and I expect ranges during weekends, not breakouts. So we came back in the range, which is nice because I was out of my position. But the bias, right, 886, I wait. Well, I'm not interested to short because I don't see any signs of weakness. I'm interested to long. Oh, long. Yeah, I don't... actively trade any fib, but it gives me a bias that I can use to trade with, I suppose, or manage correctly. Meme coins pumping again. Oh boy. Michael, welcome. Do you have a better idea of a count now based on the price action compared to the last count you posted? No, I'm just waiting here because the 1 minute counts corrective would be nice to still take out the current new all-time high. Yeah, just waiting, Look, an ending diagonal needs to be all 3 ways. Arguably, you have a 5 here. Invalidation for a diagonal would be taking 109,969. Then we have to think about impulses like a multi 1, 2, and then a 3, and then look for 4, 5, 4, 5, and then that could be the end of your 5. But yeah, on the 8 hour, the probabilities remain highest for this, no? So unless and that's what I said in the video, unless you really start to significantly increase in your volume. So we do have a bit of volume here. I think it's actually still, it's just a little lower compared to the previous. Yeah, so it's still a little bit lower on an 8 hour chart. What's happened on the 4 hour? On the 4 hour, it's higher. On the 8 hour, it's lower. And it's also lower still than this. This is your wave 3 of 3 of 3. All right, so that's generally where you expect most of the volume. And then once you move into 4 5s, it's nice to have lower volume than your 3. So at the moment, yeah, not much has changed. Of course, even if you compare the peaks here, it's still lower. It is higher compared to this move to the upside. Noteworthy, but it doesn't just change the analysis. Mind you, again, that in both a 3 and a 5, you're both looking for higher, and that's what we got. And now we just observe the local structure. So that's where the fun comes in. We can go to lower time frames and observe what price does. And that's also what I will be doing in the upcoming days myself, is I'll just be keeping an eye open on local structures, like new ranges that are forming. And those will be important. And of course, if price then moves towards the upside, what's the volume going to be? So you can see that locally, of course, volume is increasing. But if price would continue to the upside, takes out this high, does volume continue to increase, or is it going to start to decrease, right? That's like interesting information to have. What are your favorite trade setups, corrective structures? So when you have a clear impulsive structure on any time frame, but generally I trade the 1 hour or the 15, 4 hour. 1 hour is my favorite. So get a good impulsive move. Either a wave C, of course, is also possible. Then I like to trade so there's two things. I like to trade the end of an impulse or a wave C, right? So price moves very quick. Then you start grinding, ranging, and you look for price to turn around. Even better if it happens on support. I actually missed my, with this in mind, I actually missed a long. I had to join a little bit later, but this point of control would have been actually a very nice long, because price here, bit of a range, right? Remember this video, which template? Oh, wait, educational, this one. Beginner's guide, this video. The simplest way to use and trade Elliot Waves. You don't even need to know how to count. That's literally what happens here. So you have your grind in the beginning, quick move down, and then you have this grind at the end. It's textbook. This is textbook looking for price to move up. That's exactly what I explained in this video. If you haven't seen the video, wait, let me, I'm going to click it. You can't hear it, I know. This is simple structure. One, yeah, okay. And now Koen, turn around. Do the one in the other direction. There you go. Grind, 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 grind. Get a bit of it, and then you look for price to move up. Ta-da. Minute 2 in the video. Now that is this. But I missed it because my ass was going to the gym. Yeah, I missed it. But then I joined my long here. So, you know, I'm still part of the move for another reason. But yeah. So this is something that I like. And also here we, of course, approach support, which I also highlight in this same video. So yeah, that's the box. So you can't hear it. I know the volume is off also in my streaming software. But what I draw here at 2:05 in the video is like a box. And what I say at that moment in time is even better if you get this grinding structure moving into support. And this is grinding structure moving into support. I mean, it's like that's your textbook. And you don't even need to know how to count, right? That's the nice thing about what I explained in the video. So, yeah, but I missed it. But I really, I do like those type of setups. And then otherwise, I just enjoy corrective moves. So, you know, we have a clear, let me move this. We have a clear impulsive structure to the upside, wait for a range to form. If the range has higher probabilities to be corrective, I look for longs in this case. Because if this is corrective, you look for price to take out this high, which is the reason why on Friday I took a long and my TP was the high, which we hit on Sunday while I was not home. So, you know, that's nice. Nice thing about trading, of course. So, so those are two things that I really, really like. Page link invalid or has expired. Wait, you mean the Linktree link? Which link much? Oh, wait, maybe you mean Discord. Mark Dutch. Okay, maybe we have to make a new link to... Oh, wait, Mark. Maybe Matcha Latte made a... or has a new account, made a new account, or tried to join. And there's, of course, the scam protection. So he might be in the ban list now because, you know, we don't want scammers to make new accounts and keep joining all the time. So we have protection. And then you get this message as well. So might be that. What's up, Matchy HK? You are indeed late. This guy. Good to have you here, Matchy HK, man. Good to have you here. So yeah, those are my favorite trade setups. So yeah. I haven't actually... Some people have been talking about AVAX. AVAX is more interesting too. Is that 886? 886 is touched. So generally your probabilities are higher to still take out this high because of that 886 touch. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. That would be your 1, would be your 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there is the potential for that. Like double 1, 2 would be your bullish scenario. We move down into support, of course, on AVAX as well. And is this... Ooh, did we get close? Yeah, but it didn't hit. Very close to the 886. Arguably, your probabilities are going to be quite similar. It just missed out, but it would be better if the move down is corrective. And then it looks like an impulsive structure. No, fast move down, get your range, fast move down, and then you start your 4 5s. So in that case, you would have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 5 in, and then you look for price to reverse after seemingly an ABC, like a zigzag-ish structure. But yeah, multi 1, 2, of course, would be your most bullish bet there. The move down, like you touch the 886, so arguably therefore you'd be looking for the highs to be taken still. What's up, Edgaras? Welcome. Wait. Where were we? How does you always follow your plan, right? I think that's, yes. Yeah, but of course you need to develop your plan. So look, when there's a couple of things. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something. This one here. It's a bit of text, so I'm not going to read it all. But the conversation was about constantly being in front of the chart, like overtrading type of thing, the bit of FOMO, etc. Right? So I shared a couple of things that I think are important, and that's what you see here on the chart. This is the psychology channel, which was requested by the community to make a psychology channel, and we agreed. And I also always keep an eye on this channel. Okay, so feel free to stop it, but these are a couple of tips that I would give from a trading psychology point of view. And of course, having a plan is indeed very, very important. If you don't have a plan and you trade based on emotion, you're bound to lose. Simple as that. No. Also, trust yourself more than anyone else. Of course, in the beginning, when you're new, you really know what's my plan, what tools are there, la la. But that's why you want to put time in creating a plan as your main priority when you start trading. Don't follow moon boys. Don't follow signals. Don't do copy trading. Focus on you and what you can impact, right? What you have control over. And that is building a plan, learning more tools, educating yourself, and then slowly but surely, once you build that plan, get some experience in the market by trading that plan with low money, and then grow your data set. And having a plan will reduce your psychology mistakes as well, because you're going to be able to trade you will be able to trade based on data and not emotion. When was the last time that you lost a trade? That's a good question. That's been a while. So, when's the last time that I lost a trade? Wait, I gotta go to my history here. When's the last time that I lost a trade? I didn't have a losing trade in this move up. I had a break-even trade in this range. Oops, here. But then after I saw this, that's where I switched to long. And this was explained in the video. This was updated in silver as well, 10 p.m. At 10 p.m., I provided the update here. Like, probabilities are higher. This is corrective. Look for price to take the high, and then it just shot to the upside. But recent loss, must be somewhere like March, I think. So I had a long here, which was a win. I completely missed out on all of this as well. I think my latest loss, I do take. Scroll. I'm working on it. 1 second. If you have a very clear trend, trading is easy. Oh, there we go. Okay, so my latest loss, 1 second here. So my latest loss was indeed in this range when price was moving to the upside over here, right? So we had all the overlap. And this was the place where we were like, is this like a WXY? Is this potentially a diagonal structure? And like this range, this is like an easy range, but this is the one where I was mistaken. This looked like a sharp move to the downside, so I was interested to look for a short opportunity, but yeah, didn't go very well. So that's the place. This range was easy, right? This one had an 886 touch, so it was also easy, but that is the latest place where I got myself a loss. So I got myself a long here. I explained this during the live stream as well. I wasn't involved in all of this because it wasn't clear. Took a short here, took a long here, then break even trade here, took a long here, then price moved to the upside, which of course is nice. Then I closed my long in the next range because that's what I like to do. Observe the new range. Probabilities were higher. This is corrective as per the video posted on the 5th of May that required me to take, or that required me. That's why I took another long. Price moved towards the upside, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We start grinding, close the long. Weekend starts, not interested in anything. Probabilities as per the video on Friday, or it wasn't weekend, by the way, here. No, Monday. So the week starts. This was weekend. So closed here. Started the range again, right? Probabilities as per the video on Friday that are higher to take the high. Kunche joins the long. Take profit at the high. Close the long. Wait. Nothing interesting. And then earlier today, I took another long, which was taken right there. At a 106K, 744.2 dollars on the BTC USDT Blowfin chart. There you go. What RR ratio do you like to enter a position? I don't really focus too heavily on RR because some trades I take can be like a 1 to 0.5 R while others are a 1 to 10 R. And that's the power of Elliot Waves while price is pushing to the upside, which is very nice. Oui. So because of Elliot Waves, I am able to also manage my trades according to the information coming in. And when I don't really see weakness, there's no reason to exit. So I can hold on longer, which sometimes gives you a runner. But at the same time, at times I trade very, not passively, but safely, I suppose. And I will have a 1-1R, right? And that's completely fine. So yeah, I mean, the trades, let's see. The short here was like, I think this was a 1 to 1.5 or 1 to 2, because the moment I took this short here, my stop loss was high. The long over here had a stop loss down here. So of course, this is like 1 to 1, 1 to 1.5. Then the short here was break even. This long had a stop loss that I think I put it below this low over here. So it's like 1 to 2, 1 to 3, maybe 1 to 4. What was it? What here? Don't know it. I don't really calculate the R's. So what's this like? 1 to 2, 1 to 3. This one was better because when I made the video about this is a corrective structure, probability is higher to continue towards the upside, right? I basically put my stop below this little range. Right, and then over here, 1 to 3. And then price goes ranging. This was like a 1 to 1 when price took out here. So 1% gain. And currently I am in a position and I am currently 5% up. And my entry, of course, was here, right? And then my stop loss was below the previous low because I was looking for diagonal or multi 1-2. Oh, no. Oh, well. My folders are clean. It's like your work environment. You got to keep your working environment clean, you know. People pull dollar out of alts that can 5x to get that BTC 10%. Yeah, everyone will have their own plan. Good to have you here again, Johan. It's been a while, no? Baruz, where I can enter if Bitcoin goes to 12. I guess you mean 112. but you enter in new ranges. So I think a great example of how I would approach new entries was how I approached this range when I analyzed it. So the probabilities played out earlier in the live stream. We analyzed this range. Probabilities were higher to take the high, and now price took the high. So, and then of course, this is 1 minute, but it can give you an opportunity to join the local trend. Now price took out the high. You got to manage it safely and make sure you don't get wrecked, of course. Yeah, that's like, just wait for a range to form. Don't FOMO. Anyone here, like, again, if you're not part of anything here or anything earlier, the price of the asset, if you are a trader, right? If you are a trader, the price of the asset does not matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. My personal Tradingview trading environment does not have a price here. I turn it off. Doesn't have time. I turn it off. Very few strategies or trading plans need price on the side. I can turn price off and I still have my horizontal levels. But these horizontal levels, I don't need price. I don't need to know what price my daily naked point of control is, point of control, etc. Because I get them from my tools, right? Like the PVP, the red lines are from the PVP, right? So I just get my red line, put it on top of the indicator, and then turn it off again. I don't need to know what price it is. There's very few strategies where you actually need to know the price. When you're trading, avoid getting into the psychology drama of price, because price can lead to wrong trading behavior, right? So, for example, you're now at all-time highs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure people will FOMO in here, right? Because we're at all-time highs. Some people may think here, oh, shoot, we are moving beyond 100K. Right, which might be their area to join. And if that's part of your plan, it's okay, right? If you trade based on round numbers or you have like a number strategy, that's fine. But a lot of strategies that are based on price action, based on tools, based on Elliot Waves, don't need price. And price can give you wrong trading psychology behavior. You can get greedy. You can feel FOMO, like those type of and more negatively impact your trading behavior. Right? You don't need price to know your plan in most of the cases, unless you have designed a plan around it. So with regards to moving to 112, wait for a range to form, analyze the range. Based on that range, make a plan, join if you wish to, but do not FOMO. Don't think, oh, we're at 109K, well, FOMO in and all that stuff. Yeah, maybe it will go to a 112 directly, but maybe it doesn't. You need to wait for a range. So that's what I recommend. And also, it doesn't matter if price is at 100K, 150K, 10K, 50K, 200K. If you are a trader, it does not matter. It doesn't matter. You're only here to take little bits of money out of the market whenever your plan is accepted. Right, when your tools, right, when you can check all the boxes and your plan is good, it's on the chart, you enter, and then you go and do something else, right? And then you either hit TP or you hit your stop loss and you continue with your day and you wait for the next setup. It doesn't matter if that happens at 10K, 100K, 150K, 200K. That's just psychology. People shouting about 300K, 500K, 1 million per Bitcoin. That's the emotional side. That you don't want that, right? You want to have the professional approach, which is, if I'm a trader, meaning go in and out the market, right? I'm not here to hodl for months. That's investing. That's not trading, right? Trading is scalping, day trading, swing trading. Swing trading, yeah, maybe daily time frame. But the moment you start trading weekly time frame stuff, you start to get into the realms of investing, which is a different approach, right? So if you are a trader, don't focus on price. You're only here to go in and out whenever your plan is good, right? Whenever price shows you a potential entry. Like not price as in the price of the asset, but just the asset itself, the price action. And then you make a decision, right? So, yeah. Almost felt like a little rent there, no? Okay. Et voila. I took a little bit of profit right there because I like to. And because local volume was decreasing. You should add your entries for us on your chart. No, I'm not. So then, look, I'm an educational guy. I'm here to help. I'm not here to, of course, like do the signals or show exactly how I trade. Because again, everyone should have their own plan. But I'm happy to talk about it when I'm live. You know, you like to trade AB one? No. I just explained what I like to trade. I don't trade specific waves. I don't care if it's an A, B, 1, 2, C, 3. If there's an impulsive move and a correction afterwards, I trade the correction. If an impulse is clear and you move into 4 5s into support or resistance, I'm happy to counter trade that impulse to change the direction. And it doesn't really matter if it's an A or a 1 or a C. B2, of course, are corrective structures. So yeah. And then you need to place your stop loss wherever your plan is made. So I can put my stop loss on the other side of a target box. I can put my stop loss at the invalidation from an Elliott Wave point of view. Yeah, it's up to your plan. What pattern you start applying first in price action is still in development. Wait for a range to form and then observe if the move down is impulsive or corrective. So if it's still developing, we have a quick move up here, right? What I wait for is this. And then I just wait. I wait, is this going to be a 5 waver or 3 waver? Cool, it was a 3. So this is what we analyzed as it was forming. Probability is high to take the high, price took the high. This is what I wait for. So this is exactly it. And then, yeah. So it's not really a pattern, I suppose. It's more, I do best in ranges. It's the ranges where I should say this different. I wait for ranges. I enter in the ranges to, of course, get the next move. And then based on the next move, I know how to manage my trade and what I feel comfortable. So yeah, it's not really a pattern per se. Do you mean start ABC or 1, 2, 3? Depends if you're counting a corrective or impulsive structure. I recommend everyone to start, if you're new to Elliot Waves, to start counting impulses first. They're easier to recognize, right? So on a higher time frame, right, you go to sharp moves. It's easy to identify impulsive structures because they tend to be very steep, right? Very, very clear impulse to the upside here. That's a beauty. Multiple 1, 2s, 3, multiple 4, 5s, create a high, get the retracement. It's like textbook impulse. Yeah. But if you, yeah, again, it's context. Like if price is pushing, wait for a range. And then before you get a flat, you get a zigzag. Before you get a WXY, you either get a flat or a zigzag. Triangle needs a zigzag to start with. So I just wait for the range to develop. And then you need to know the theory to identify what the highest probability is. Is it corrective or is it impulsive? That's actually the only question you need to answer. Is the range, is it corrective or is it impulsive? And with that, I mean, if you make a high, right? If you make a significant top, is the move down impulsive or is it corrective? If this is higher probability corrective, you look for price to take the high. And that is how I approach everything range by range. Yeah. Oop. Welcome, Edgarus. Flower channel. Yeah, not a lot of flowers here. What's up, Bert? How you doing? Can you tell me who's going to win the match between Spurs and Man U? Manchester United. Jack, welcome. Louise, you only inform the levels or give the opinion? No, I always share what's highest probability, if that's clear, which usually it is. But I don't share any setup stuff because I'm not a signal channel, and I really do not like signal related stuff. I'm happy to talk about trades and how I trade and why I enter to help people, but I do not do anything with signals. I'm very much against that stuff. Yeah, help people to fish, and they can help people to learn how to fish, and they can fish for the rest of their lives. You know what I mean? That's my goal. That's my goal. Just curious, where's your invalidation point to get out now and why? I'm still in the trade, but I just took profit because we have moved above the all-time high, and locally, right? So I just took I just took profit, okay? And then why? Let me do this. Again, it doesn't mean, oh, price is going to turn around. I'm just comfortable with my plan. So price moved up. The highest amount of volume in this local uptrend was in this move to the upside, right? Price moves to the downside. I waited, corrective structure. During the live stream, I explained probabilities higher to take the high. As price then takes the high, we make another high on locally a bit lower volume, which makes me comfortable to take a little bit of profit, with the potential of this being 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe another 4, 5 to end maybe another impulse, right? Or you have A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C, and you would turn around. Of course, your most bullish scenario is that this is a bunch of 1, 2s again, and you just fly towards the upside. But that's why I'm still in my position with the remainder of the position, which I'm not interested to TP. So that's why. That's the why. So yeah. Ta-da. So yeah, I took profit and I let the rest sit, and then we'll see. My stop loss is in profit anyway. So yeah. Oh, wow, it's almost 7 p.m. yo. So in the VIP group, I mean in the silver group or gold. In gold, we discuss everything Elliot Waves. In silver, I always in the morning share my whole analysis on Bitcoin or an alt if I decide to do an alt video. I write everything down, including all the pictures and the probabilities and you know what I keep an eye on, my approach, right? How I would approach something. It's generally something I like to include. During the day, if there's new information, something CVD, new Elliott Wave counts, maybe with volume, just stuff that I keep an eye on, I share there, right? And then it's, of course, in between content. Yeah. So yeah, Brandon, that's why I got out with a take profit here. On the 8 hour from 74K low, the previous breakout candle was the highest volume, more confirmation needed for the Super Bowl. On the 8 hour from the 74K low, the previous was the highest. I think that depends on your chart, no? Because on my chart here, this is still a lower volume. I mean, I gotta zoom in maybe a bit more, but you'll be able to see it. You can see the gap. I mean, maybe I should show it with, 1 second here. Which one was it? This one? Yeah. So this volume bar has a number of 6,830.11. And the one over here is 6,754.79. So it is lower. But we keep an eye on it. And that's on the 8 hour, right? On the daily is still decreasing. 4-hour is increasing compared to the previous move, right? We have an increased amount of volume on the 4-hour. So it's noteworthy. It's something I keep in mind, but it's not something that will immediately change my my count. You know, like let's focus on the local stuff first now. So if this would be an impulsive structure, 1 2 1 2, get a 3 4 5 4 5, and then step by step. How you keep your folders clean? Yeah, I probably should do this. I get a question about this now and then, like regularly, how I organize my object tree. People tend to know how do I do those lines, which quite simply, by the way, is just a horizontal line. Oops. It's just a horizontal line that I put below 0. And then they're all here at the same level. And then I rename it to the stripes, and that's how I organize my object tree. And then I put everything with regards to one scenario in one folder. So you basically clean up your chart. You put only on the chart, like you analyze the chart, you only put on the chart what you want for that particular scenario, right? And then basically what you do is you click on that, shift, right? Then click on this, create a group, rename the group, and then you can turn everything on or off at once. So it makes it very nice. Like if you want to trade professionally and you know, like consistently, I do think having a good workflow and a clean work desktop is I don't know, it feels important to me. Yeah, I mean, that's why I have it. What's up, Dan Athletics? Good to have you here. Your opinion, how high can Bitcoin go if it breaks above 110K? This is the ifs and the buts and the whats. It's difficult, of course. We just keep an eye on every range. So there's no above here. There is no resistances. You know what I mean? So we just take it range by range by range and volume. But on an 8-hour time frame, your highest probability would still be a wave 5 compared to a wave 3. But we take it range by range. That's the best approach. And that's what I will show here on the channel as well. In your opinion, I answered that. Mr. Friends, yo, how you do? Wait, Mr. Friends, did I not send you a message on Discord by any chance, or on WhatsApp? Wait, we gotta meet. Wait, where is he? Mr. Friends, there you are. Yeah. Wait, I'm gonna send you a message on Discord. Yo. Oh yeah, there you go. How you doing, man? Good to see you here. Michael Lavenberg. By the way, Michael, are you Dutch? Lavenberg. Oh, it was found in the USA. Okay, wow, Lavenberg. So it might be USA. It occurs in the United States. Okay, interesting. Oh, Michael might be from the US in that case. Welcome, Michael. And yeah, no worries. I won't go anywhere. Always free to join. Also, the memberships will change soon. I literally pretty much wrote the message to introduce the new ones. I just need to press on enter. There we go. Nope. Potential for a flat on a very low time frame. It's an option, but I don't want to preempt a flat. There's of course also the potential of this just being a ABC. Yeah, I mean, this is 1 minute counting. Yeah? WXY ABC. Of course, a flat ABC would be a bullish option. Bearish option is that you have another 3 here finish, maybe another 4, 5, or it's a C and you're done. So, but that is why, like, I don't. Of course, initially you don't know. We hit the target area for a B flat, which also is the same for 5s, by the way. So we're now actually just retesting the all-time high. But yeah, the probabilities played out from earlier. So the probabilities from this range played out, took out the high. Now we wait for a new range. Yeah, you could get a flat that would of course be bullish. Bearish would be a wave 1 or an A if you get an impulse down. All-time high is still not taken on Binance. Yo, what's taking Binance so long? I do like it if different charts have take out different exchanges take out the same high or low. Let me have a look here. What's happening? So I'm on a weekly time frame. So here we did, right? This is the index chart. Yep, we did. This is Bitstamp. We did. This is Bybit. I mean, maybe you use different charts, of course, from the same exchange, but this one, I don't think we took it yet here. On this chart, BTC USD just missed out, actually. This is Binance. Depends on the Binance chart then, because Bitcoin USD did take it. Maybe you use USDT. BingX. So I have a lot of different charts. BingX didn't. And then, oh yeah, I mean, Blowfin. That is the one that I trade myself, but here we did. Well, but yeah, I always use Coinbase myself. Nope. Fix your Discord link. Matcha, what's your Discord username? Because I have a feeling you ended up in the ban list because of the scam protection. Is it the same, maybe? No, it's not Matcha. What's your username, Matcha, in Discord? What's up, Legendario? What's up, Improper Fractal? 1112 and 50 min. Thanks for being so rare as a gift. Yes. You would prefer to look into a multi-1-2 or like a WXY double zigzag structure compared to going into an expanding structure. Absolutely. The rare pen seems to have higher chances. Yeah, very low time frames can be very messy. I tend to stay around on higher time frames. Mohib, welcome. BTC Bulls, how you guys doing? Matcha Latte, let me know your Discord username. Kurtish, you had to choose me. And isn't the coach of Man U at the moment a Dutch guy as well? Manchester United coach. No. Which? Oh, it's Liverpool. Dude, look, I don't follow football, okay? Liverpool coach. Wait, which one is the? Yeah, Arne Slot. yeah. I heard he's doing a pretty good job, but okay, so he's Liverpool coach. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Ruud van Nistelrooy. Great guy, by the way. I lived in the town where he was living as well, and his kid was playing football at the same club that I used to play. And he lived about, I would say in meters, probably about like 300-400 meters away from my house, where I used to live back in the day with my parents. So yeah, sometimes you like saw him in the shops, or you went to a local restaurant, or if you were at the football club, he would support his kid. And he's a great guy. I had the opportunity twice to speak to him. Once was when I was going to get Chinese, and I went to the Chinese to get our order, and then he was there as well. He just arrived by car to also pick up his order. So we had a chat. I was a lot younger then. But yeah, he's a very, very kind guy. You know, like, look, I don't know how he is, of course, in big crowds, but everyone in the local community knows he's there, and they don't really care anymore, right? Yeah, he's a really good footballer, great person, but he's also just human, and he does his thing, and everyone lets him go. But yeah, we had a chat. He's very kind, very willing to talk. Chat takes time, and you know, we got our Chinese food, and he went back in his car, and I walked back home. So yeah, he's a very, very kind soul, amazing person. I got 110K flat on Binance. You mean local price action in that case, Gart? Yo, Jouke, by the way, good to have you back. How you doing? Yeah, that's the second. We had 001 coming back as well after a while, and now Jouke is back as well. Good to have you here. AJ, how you doing? Flirting with the previous all-time high, it is. Yeah, he is. Papa, did you miss anything? Just like local analysis, why I entered a long, why I took profit, and the 1 minute time frame range that already played out. So why USD and not USD, and why Coinbase? Back in the day, so once I started building a plan, and of course Elliot Waves became one of my main things, I wanted to know what chart gives me the best outcome when I count Elliot Waves. And I had a few things that I kept an eye on, like wicks, the candles, the amount of like what do you call those? The fake wicks, like the very long ones that then stop everyone out and stuff, right? The respect with my horizontal levels, right? The volume. And based on those characteristics, I collected data over a period of time. And the Coinbase chart, specifically the one that I then use, being Bitcoin USD, right, was the one that came out the best. It respected my levels the best. The candles are great. The volume is very, very good as well. If you count Elliott Waves, volume is important. And the volume on this chart very nicely respects the count that you would expect from an Elliott Wave point of view. Like 3 is the highest, 5 gets lower, etc. Right? So sometimes in charts show different volumes, but on some charts it's just wrong. So I don't want to use the chart. And Coinbase overall is just the best chart for me from an Elliott Wave point of view. It's just the reason I use it. So I use this chart to analyze, but I trade on Blowfin. So naturally, of course, on my exchange, Blowfin is the chart that I trade from, but that doesn't matter. It's just the analysis is done on Coinbase. Yeah. It's the best thing you can do, TA Live, while Bitcoin, it's all-time high. Really appreciate it. Cheers, Reza. Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I mean, it's 7 p.m. It's time probably for me to start thinking about going off. We've been online for almost 2 hours with a consistent viewership of like 200 people. Thank you for being here, everyone, by the way. I really appreciate it. Nice to have you here. We all covered this. No Gen all-time high. What do you mean, Gal? January? I'm doing good, Jouke. Yeah, I mean, a lot happened since moving to France, but yeah, it's been an enjoyable journey, trading-wise. Very, very nice. And also with the channel, a lot is going to happen. I focused a lot past couple of weeks on where I want to go in the next 10, 20 years. And I really made a step-by-step approach, which also makes me, or I have to start delegating many tasks in order to help more people learn Elliot Waves. So yeah, there's a lot of things coming. The compendium, of course, should come June, July. Memberships, new memberships will be announced soon and then should go live in like a month. Then we have a lot of educational stuff with regard, like I really think the education in Elliot Waves in the space online, there's such a big gap. There's so much that's not covered. And I really have a system in my head, which always gets me very excited on how I think Elliot Wave education should be approached and the different categories and the content that should match it. It will just take time for me to build it. Plus, I need to build a whole team around it, and so it will take some time. But it's exciting. So look, in like 10 years, what I'm, and this sounds stupid because now, of course, it's 2025 and the channel is at 17K and people might think like, what the fuck, you know, like, but in 10 years, the vision is with what I'm planning to build, that we should be the leading Elliot Wave education institution globally. Elliot Wave International is currently the most well-known and the biggest, but I think there's many things to improve. I would have a different approach as well with how I would build the company, and yeah, we will rival them. So, matter of time, but it will take years to build everything. So, but the plan is there. I already have the whole plan. I just need to execute, and then mainly starting 2026. Yep. It's a big, I like big visions. I mean, I have a whole 20-year plan basically, but that's for the 10 years. I answered this one. Happy. What's up, Berkio? How you doing, man? I entered into long at 0.5 retracement at 106,160. Nice. That's about here as well, around the same area. Good job, Reza. So it's a good trade. Make sure to manage it well now, right? 106.1-ish, right? That's literally somewhere there at the low. Also, we had a point of control there. So I actually missed my long here. It was nice, but I was at the gym. No, real life matters. My health matters more than my position. But then I entered a new one here. So, or a new one like the current one. But I already took profit. So I'm just chilling with the remainder. Okay. Vincent. Welcome to Diamond. Upgraded membership to Diamond. What's up, Vincent? First of all, welcome to Diamond. Second, fill in the form. We will get you sorted. And hopefully you'll learn more, of course, about building a plan. Make sure to ask me questions as well. I don't mind if it's in DM or not. Many people DM, but if you want to build a plan or whatever, ask questions. You will see more about some of my plans. Yeah, just ask questions. But welcome to the team, man. Welcome to the team, yo. Vincent Helmer. What are your thoughts on Ethereum at a low time frame? I don't really do the low. I'm looking for a wave 4 on ETH and then still a 5 up. So I don't really want to go into the lowest time frame at the moment. So currently, this is like the bias, the directional bias. Still looking for this high to be taken. How this exactly pans out, I would need to look into it and stuff, but it's not too interesting. The bias for me is looking for price to move up, and this is your target area for a wave 4, right? You moved into this range. So yeah, I actually don't know. Maybe we had like I don't think we had a high time frame point of control or something there. No. It's like low time frame stuff. But I can imagine there was a point of control of this day. What is this Friday? Let's see. Yeah, we literally moved into the point of control of this range with the low. Not bad. Nice support. So, yeah. And it's also the 0.236. But yeah, I don't really want to analyze this in detail because the bias would still be higher for an impulse. Even like, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, of course, is bullish. Alternatively, A, B, and you would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a C, preferably. Even this wave 4, of course, is shorter in time than the 2, so preferably, that's less preferred, right? Most commonly, your 4 is longer in time than your 2, not shorter in time. So that's why this is alternative, and I wrote this here as well. Maybe you get another 4, 5, but this is at the moment the bias on ETH. So yeah. Seems like I took my profit at the tippy top by now. I also like, it's been quite an informative live stream. I explained why I entered the trade. I explained my probabilities of this range. I explained why I took my take profit. I explained why probabilities were higher to take out this high, which is related to the analysis earlier today anyway. Explained how, like, a lot of stuff about how I like to trade and some of my favorite setups. How I would approach all-time high, right, with the ranges and the retracements. Spoke about trading psychology. It's been a full live stream. Oh. Yeah, Gart. Yeah, check it out. Check it out. Like, everyone maybe likes to use a different chart, but of course you don't need to use the chart that you are trading. You don't need to use the Tradingview chart of the exchange that you are trading. If you don't, like, you can just either recalculate for the difference in price between the two exchanges, or maybe that's not even important. Like for me, I don't even recalculate. I just use the position calculator on Blowfin. I know my stop loss and I just use it on Blowfin. But yeah, like everyone might prefer a different chart, but for me, Coinbase is really good. I feel you on the gap in the market. I'm going to sell good, traditional sushi from home. Low cost for me, good quality. Yo, Jouke. No more Mayo nonsense on Amsterdam sushi. You have a website, like you can send me a DM if you have a website. Probably you're going to sell it in the Netherlands first. I live in France, but I am going to the Netherlands in June. So, I'd be happy to, if you got a place like a restaurant, I'm happy to pop in. Or if we can order, I'm happy to order some sushi. I'm digging sushi. I enjoy sushi. Yo, what's up, champs? How you doing? Always a pleasure. Ending diagonal almost got invalidated. Oh. Yeah, if we take it from the low to the high to the low. Yeah, 109,969 if you take the exact pivots. So then you have to think about an impulse 4/5s or a bigger diagonal. Wait, I saw, by the way, yes, Beerabit, White Rabbit Trading. So Beerabit, this is also his YouTube channel, by the way. And Beerabit has an incredibly interesting way to, let me go to his channel. Very, very interesting way to analyze the chart. So he's very active in Discord as well. Like, look, he's a great guy. Actually, Beerabit was the one that got me into Elliot Waves. Back in the day, we go back a long time now. But Beerabit here has its own two channels, Beerabit Updates and Lounge. Many people love to follow his updates. They're very technical. It's a very different way of approaching the chart, but very interesting. And he also has his own YouTube channel, almost 200 subs. So maybe with some people here, so you got to upload a video again, man. I watched your latest video and Beerabit, where's the next one? Yo, you're slacking. Christian made great, but so far away from where I want to get. Will be retired officially. Wow, congratulations, Christian, or at least soon. So, almost reaching your official retirement. It's an achievement. Also, enjoy what you're gonna do, or maybe you'll already have a bit of a plan of how you're gonna fill your time. I recently spoke to the mom of one of my best friends, and she recently got retired. So we were talking about it, like how life is when retiring, and the gap that she, like, the first period of time after retiring was a bit tough for her, because she has so much time and didn't really know, like, okay, what can I do? How am I going to do it? But as time passes, she got her own structure and agenda and things she enjoys. So, how to use Elliot Wave in spot trading? I usually check charts in the 1 hour and 4 hour. The same as futures, really. So Elliot Waves is not related to a particular market. spot futures or crypto, commodities, anything out there. So even with spot trading, you are active on a 1 hour and a 4 hour. So that's actually, it's not really investing or DCAing. That's more like indeed like trading. But when you, so again, like as an example, you get an impulse up, you get a range, you analyze the range. If the probabilities are higher, this is corrective, while the move up is impulsive. You look for price to take the high. So one would look to spot buy into the range. And once the high is taken, that's generally a minimum TP. Especially because of weekend here. But yeah, and then you just follow along, see what price does, have TPs at areas of resistance or your targets, and take it from there. You can zoom out on higher time frames, right? This is of course a relatively short move. I mean, from a spot trading perspective, range, high probabilities corrective, look for upside, and you just follow along. Wait for the next range, corrective, look for higher. Next range, corrective, look for higher. But yeah, it's you can easily use it for spot, right? So anything spot, futures, anything else. Ernest of Gaia, welcome, man. Good to have you here. It looks like it's in the fifth wave to the downside. Yes, someone, I think it was Razor. Wait. I think it was Razor in gold. There we go. Razor, props to Razor. He was counting the DXY, and I don't know his zoomed out count, but he was looking at this with then a final move to the downside in a 5, which then, from an Elliott Wave point of view, can of course be your wave 5 to the upside, after which DXY would move up and Bitcoin moves down. And this is the 1 hour time frame on his chart. So I don't actually really look at the DXY. I mainly trade Bitcoin, look at Bitcoin. But this is what he shared earlier. So great bit of analysis by Razor, and it might work well with Bitcoin. Not officially just yet. Gonna be a party everyone at Christian's place when he's retired. Yeah, I know you moved to Thailand. Farming fruits and herbs. I love that, man. I love that. Also for you. What a chill way to approach life as well. My wife loves to have like a garden and do everything. Natural products. Enjoy it. Also nice weather. Thailand is a good place to be. King of Hearts. Bitcoin will drop again. It's a bit too early to talk about, of course, 80K and such low targets. As price is at all-time highs and move towards the upside, the best thing you can do is approach it range by range and wait for the retracement and then trade, right? So so this is my approach. I'm not interested in, shorts. Let me move this one on. At least not yet. Of course, I'm always interested, but not yet. What I would like to see is a clear impulsive move down, right? Preferably a nice 5 waver, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look for price to move up correctively, and that's where the short opportunity comes to take out this low and possibly look then for much lower prices, wave 3, wave C. We'll see what the structure is, but that is how I would approach a potential short on the chart at the moment. I am not interested in shorting yet myself, but that is my plan. I'm pretty sure that someone, maybe even here or many other people, because price is moving down, decided to have a short here, grab the liquidity of the all-time high and the first high that was made. Price is moving down, and they are in profit according to their plan. But their plan is not my plan, so I am a very patient trader, and I happen to take profit at the high. So, and then now we have a bit of a retracement. I leave the rest at the moment. See, my stop loss is already in profit, so I don't really care. And we'll see what's next. Yeah. So, Yeah, my take profit, my take profit was at 109.4K, which was over here. I mean, just above the all-time high. As per explained, because I literally explained why in the live stream as well. Oh, nice. We took all-time high on the CME. Interesting. And now we move to the downside here locally. Increasing volume. Not yet on the 8 hour. 8 hour is still decreasing. 4 hour increasing, which is noteworthy. Daily is still decreasing. So I'm not yet convinced. It's not something that would change my analysis immediately. Yeah. King of Hearts, welcome, man. Good to have you here. Yeah, I was in Dubai recently, dude. And Abu Dhabi. But I was in Abu Dhabi with an empty Uber battery car. Lol. Ukon managed it well. Nice one. Could you show again where was the 618 invalidation for wave 4? Well, if you would trade this as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, right? If that's what you're looking for, then the 618 taken from the low of 2 to the high of your 3 would be your invalidation, which is here. Alternatively, if one would count this as a flat ABC, you can be a little bit more safe and then take the lower high. So you do this, and then your invalidation is here, 107 for a wave 4. And then you know that, okay, we're not looking at a wave 4 anymore, so you might have to look at a finished structure to the upside as an impulse, and then we just wait and see what comes next now. Also short. Congrats, Moopy. Good stuff. I mean, I also went short because I took profit at 109.4K. So nice. Very, very nice. Well. This has definitely been a very fruitful live stream. Lots of stuff has been discussed. Lots has been shared. And after, I think we're now hitting 2 hours. 2 hours and 10 minutes. There you go. I think it is time to call it a live stream, no? Call it a live stream. So, yo, everyone, it is currently about 7:30 p.m. Central European time here. I'm gonna head off and probably maybe go for a little walk, take the wife along, and chill for the rest of the night. So trade safe. This live stream was full of information. We covered all sorts of stuff, local Elliott Wave counts, my entry, why I took profit, trading during all-time highs, looking for shorts, what I would look for, local Elliott Wave scenarios on the 1 minute, which played out, which is quite nice as well. Trading psychology, building a plan. Like, it's a live stream full of information thanks to all of you, because you provided me with questions and I am happy to answer those questions. So thank you all for your participation. I'm going to call it a day. I see the last few messages here coming in as well. Got home from the, did I miss the short? If it was according to your plan, yes. If you didn't have a plan or the plan was not valid, then no. So like, price may move down, but it's not according to my plan. So no problemo. I'm in Abu Dhabi. If you're planning to come again, let's meet. Yo, I'll make sure, like, if I travel somewhere, I'll generally let people know. So yeah, cheers, King of Hearts. Okay, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you again during the next update, which will be tomorrow. We'll see if it's going to be Bitcoin or another alt, right? Another chart, because it just depends on if Bitcoin is going to show anything different than what I covered in the previous video and also during this live stream. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, thanks everyone for being here. Take care, and I will see you at the next one.